welcome to the Dinosaur Dungeon. Today I want to talk to you about putting glass eyes into your resin model kits. This will just be a quick tutorial to show you how to do that. The reason why I'm doing this tutorial is actually because a lot of people have been asking me how I paint the eyes on my dinosaurs, and the truth is I don't paint them. I actually put taxidermy glass eyes into them. So I figured I'd make a nice short YouTube video and show you guys how I do that. The model we're going to use to do that with is my 1/15 scale Shenosaurus. I'll try and get it to zoom in here the best of my ability. And of course it's not going to do, no. There we go. Fairly clear. You can get it in a little closer even. There we go. You can see the eye in there, and that's what we're going to drill out. So what we're going to need for this is, first of all, a Dremel tool with a small tip on it. I like these small rounded tips. They do perfect for drilling out the glass eyes, or the old resin, sorry, to put the glass eye in. We're going to need Aves epoxy sculpt for after we glue the new eye in. We're going to have to make new eyelids. We need a little bit of water for that epoxy sculpt, and of course a sculpting tool to put the eyelids on. And then we're also going to need glass eyes. So I have some glass eyes right here from a taxidermy supply. Try and get them in here so you can see. It's kind of, oh, there we go, nice and clear. So that's what we're going to use today, not those ones, but you get the idea. Those are 4mm. What we actually need for this is 2mm, which is very tiny. I'm going to see if I can hold that up. There you go. So that's what we need. So I'm going to drop the one side of that on here. The other side is actually still not even painted, but that doesn't matter. It only takes a second. It's on a piece of wire. Yeah, it's not going way too small for, but anyway, you get the idea. So let's make sure we've got everything. What I'm going to need quickly is a little bit of paint to put on that eye. So I'm going to just quickly reach over, and I'm going to use some Golden High Flow green gold. I don't know why it's, so anyway, you got the idea. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to open it up. I'm just going to put a little dab, like we don't really need even that much. So there we go. And then I'm going to take some rubbing alcohol. I'm just going to put enough in the cap to wet the paintbrush. Then I'm going to grab this paintbrush right here. I'm going to just dab it in that alcohol and smear it off, because I just want the alcohol and a dab of paint so that the paint will dry faster, so that I can do this tutorial quicker. And I'm going to come in and touch the back here. Ooh. So that's good. You can there, it won't do it. Sorry. Oh, there we go. You can see the color there anyway. So we've got our one side. I'm just going to lean him up there. We got this short side, which is going to be a pain to hold on to, but that's okay. He's actually already had a little bit of paint on him, so. So he's done now. We're gonna set him down there. We're gonna try and touch him up a little bit more. Okay, so what we're gonna do, and I hope this isn't too loud. We're gonna make sure our paint's closed off because we don't want anything to spill. We're gonna dump our alcohol back in the bottle. So we'll get those two things out of the way. And then next we're gonna drill out the eye holes. Alright, so now we've got our Dremel tool. It's gonna be a little loud this time. Now we're going to flip to the other side. Alright, and we're done with that part. Okay, so now if you look here, you can see you got this wide open space here. Now our eye should be dry enough. So we're going to put a little bit of glue here. Now the first thing we want to do before we get glue though, is we want to test fit our piece here. So that means it has to come off the wire. And then this is a delicate process. And what we've got here is a small issue, of which the hole is a little bit too big, but that's okay. So we're going to go to another part here. And so we've got our Avis epoxy sculpt. We've got two pieces here. So we're going to, I just like to dab it in the water. I'm going to sit here quickly and mix it up together. So it's a little messy right now, a little gooey. We're going to get that nice and mixed up. This stuff is really great. Works so well for this kind of thing. Because it's like, it works as a sculpting clay and an adhesive all in one. It's more like an adhesive right now. It's very, very sticky. Your hands get messy. You actually have to keep swishing them around in the water. Keep your hands wet. Alright, so now we've got some clay. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to set it on the table. I'm going to pick up my tool. I need a very small amount. You can see how the tool is actually holding it. I'm going to drop it right in the get my tool in the water. Okay. So now I've got some clay backing. So I've got my eye here. And this part is, like I said, super tricky. And can actually get extremely frustrating. But luckily for us, it seems to have worked out pretty good. There we go. Perfect. Crystal clear. You can see that fits in nicely. You didn't take out all the eyelid, but we're going to add like another layer to that actually and make it look even better. So I'm only going to do the one side for this video. I'm going to finish the other side, and I'm going to use this piece as a little bit of a paint tutorial later on in the week from one of my live from the Dinosaur Dungeon sessions. So if you're watching this video, then you're hearing me say this right now. So please check back periodically to my channel. Hopefully you'll like and subscribe it anyway. And also look for my page on Facebook under the same name, The Dinosaur Dungeon. And that's where you can catch all my latest updates. But before I go, I've got one more quick thing to do here, and that's make the eyelids. You can see that I've rolled out a nice piece of clay. We're going to use a sculpting tool. We're actually going to dip it in water. We're going to cut a piece. We'll cut a couple of them actually. This can be tricky, and if you touch it lightly, of course, it doesn't want to cooperate today. So we're going to have to do it old school by just dabbing it onto the finger and dropping it on. As you can see or not see, unfortunately the light is terrible on this, so we got a mess here. So what I'm going to do is kind of push the clay down a little bit. There we go. It certainly takes some getting used to do this. I've got it down on one side. So we've done our top part. So what we're going to do is grab a little tiny piece for the bottom here. We don't need much. Actually, like I said, it didn't really cover. There we go. Bring it in here. Smear it in. We're losing some of it, so we're going to drop it in from this way. Again, very tricky, very difficult. Gotta get some more water. It's starting to stick to the tool. That's one of the big problems here, is that it does like to stick to the tools, especially in the beginning. If I was doing this without making a video, I would actually let the clay sit for about 25-30 minutes. before doing this. There we go. Now it's a little too wet right now, unfortunately. And I don't like the amount of the eye that is covered. Looks too docile. So I'm going to pull it out. Try. Zoom in. There we go. Oh, I added. There we go. So now you can see I put glass eyes in. So when it's painted, it will actually look really cool. I'll do the other side, and I'll show you guys maybe another time with a little different lighting and stuff. I'm not sure why it's so bright that it's glaring off of everything. I even turned some lights down, but anyway, that was a quick tutorial.